I've said it before, it's a common theme on this channel that alliances in tournament paintball are fragile, and that's especially true for the Australian marker manufacturer, Macdev. Macdev used to sponsor Tampa Bay Damage, and then they left for Lux. Macdev used to sponsor the ML Kings, and the Kings saw a few Sundays, and now they're with Lux. Macdev even used to sponsor the Russian Legion, and RL is now with Die. What's up, guys? Scotty here with Willball for Soup. Thanks for tuning in to the truth about Macdev, the Macdev Prime XTS review. Also, I want you to note the homie in these clips, he is a first-timer, so please be super generous and not mean about any comments directed at him. Yo, go down in the comments and let me know if you've ever owned a Macdev gun. I know a lot of you have never even touched one. There is no chance in hell that I'm going to go roast the LV2 and be like, the XTS is the savior. Go buy the XTS because the LV2 is just trash. No, that's not the case. Additionally, this is a non-sponsored review. I paid my own money for this marker. I paid fair market value, and I am invested in it. So even if Damian Ryan is a homie, like, this marker does have some problems, and we're going to talk about them on this review. You know what? I'm going to try and be a little bit more constructive with this video review because I want Macdev to survive and thrive. I don't want Australia's Macdev to be the UK's Angel, RIP Angel, but I want them to keep going because more manufacturers is always better than less manufacturers. We want more choices.
What is that? Fucking 20 right
That's
there?
20. So it does that where you hear like a shot that's a blank. That marker keeps doing that, dude. I don't know what's up with this eye logic. As you guys can see in that last clip, what I was trying to say is this marker has an eye logic issue. As you get to the last few balls in the loader, you're probably going to shoot some blanks or chop some balls. There's some miscommunication between the eyes and the board, and this marker is firing when it's not supposed to be firing. And that's pretty problematic. That leads to paint breakage and dirty markers and dirty barrels. So I tried adjusting the eye delay, the ball in place delay. Nothing I can do has fixed this at this point in time. So this is an issue. I don't know what's up. I tried calling Dufort and he's like, man, I've seen this a lot in a lot of Macdevs at my field. Their eyes are not shooting great. They have shooting blanks issues. And it's 2022, man. You got to get your eyes right. Like, Eclipse has been doing their eyes right since the Geo3, since the Ego 7. And this is 2022, and we don't have fucking good eye logic in the Macdev XTS. That's not real high end. We got to fix this, dudes. Ready? Yep.
This is Mitch with Will Soup for Balls. Shooting the Macdev, putting my mask on because safety first.
Sorry.
We're shooting a review, guys. This is Will Soup for Balls.
Not now, ref. It's a review. Rolling.
Shooting the Macdev Prime XTS today. Not a ton of thoughts on it. The ergos, for me, I'm kind of a bigger guy. The ergos work fine for me. She's chunky, so for you little guys, that's something to be mindful of. I noticed that, be it partially tuned, it wasn't super air efficient when I was shooting it. The sound signature on the shot isn't great, but the actual shot quality itself, when you get over that, is fine.
Go ahead, rip a rope. I got a good angle.
I would say that it feels like Geo 2, kind of, but like thicker.
It leans more into the side of reliability than shot quality. So it is poppy. It is not as smooth as an IV core. it is not as smooth as a Gamma Core either. It's kind of a workhorse system. It's not a finesse system. I'm not sure if that shot quality is able to be tuned with different O-ring tolerances, but I really don't have the time to fuck around with it. I have a real ass job and barely keeping this channel afloat with content, so I'm not gonna like finnick around here and like try and separate O-ring thicknesses, because this gun already shoots, but this system could be a little bit smoother. Maybe it needs to be tuned, but somebody maybe help me out, I don't know. But as it is, no, the stock Go3 shoots a little bit smoother. The IV core shoots a lot smoother. The Gamma Core, it's close to a Gamma Core. It kicks a little bit more than a Gamma Core. But the body, it negates the kick. So it's that long, sturdy body with more kick, but more stability. So you're getting a decent shot. So it's not a terrible shooting marker. But this can probably be tuned a little better. And I remember there were other drivetrains that were more like the IV core that we can run in this. And that's kind of what I'm curious about. So let me know if you know anything about that, hit me up. One touch. Bam, it's on. So the board, very responsive to my input, powers on with a clear screen. So easy to use, like I didn't even need to read the manual. So I just figured out my way around the board, got it to NXL ramping, pretty safe and sound, easy to interface with. I think that my overall thesis on this marker is that it's got some really good features and really smart design, but the body of this thing is too spaced out for this to be really recommended. Like, look how much room there is in the trigger frame. And then look at the room between the foregrip and the frame. It's super spaced out. This marker could be 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches shorter, and I would love it a lot more. Like, I'm not sure why they needed to draw it out this length. I might have to use like a smaller, like maybe a 68 if I play with it, but it's long. But there's so many smart features that it's like, okay, they're wasting them on this body. Like the eye covers, super easy to take apart. The grips, they feel really good. Like, that's a good grip. Trigger, they nailed it. It feels like a critical trigger. It's got good features, but this body is too big for this thing to really be like, yeah, I love that Prime. It's awesome. It needed to be shrunk down a little bit, and I keep coming back to that.
I was really surprised to find out that this Macdev Prime XTS still takes metric O-rings. And with Macdev, there are less service centers, there are less parts in the wild. It's not like you can walk into your local paintball field and ask for Macdev O-rings. They're just not going to have them. The brand is too obscure. So Macdev is not selling enough markers to afford to keep their pro teams long term. Somebody else is always just swooping in with a higher dollar offer. Macdev has just always been a second or third tier manufacturer, and I want to root for the underdog. But this XTS, this ain't it. Shout out one time to the business casual birthday boy who's rocking the XTS that I loaned out to him for a couple points. I love paying it forward and letting newer players use some high-end gear, if only for a minute. Thank you for rocking with me this far into the video. The winner of the Square One headband giveaway for playing paintball with a celebrity is going to Og Classic. Og Classic played with and reffed Matthew Stafford's private group in Atlanta and made an elimination on him with a frickin' slingshot. So you got the slingshot kill on Stafford. That gets you a Square One headband. Hit me on Instagram with your address and I will ship that out to you as soon as I can. Things are getting really difficult for me at work. It is destroying my soul, but the money is good. But that means I have less time to actually go to paintball fields. So I really am trying to get back into it. But return to work actually in the corporate office, that makes it even harder. I used to do most of my work at home. So I'm still trying to figure it out. My dreams aren't dead yet. This channel's not dead yet. Let's get this thing to 20K by the end of the year. Tell a friend about the channel. Talk to you guys next time, even though it might be a while.
All right, it's my initial impressions of the XTS. So we'll see how it shoots.
You can only hold one ball in your hand.
Rip it.
Okay.
Rip it more. What do you think, dude?
It's very like poppy, like not like a good kind of pop, like an LV one almost, but not very impressed with it, honestly. But,
oof.